In this video, we'll talk about how to expand your reach while supporting Rotary's action plan. As part of the action plan, expanding our reach focuses on how we can share our values and the impact that Rotary makes with new and diverse audiences. We will also learn how to create new ways to bring people together to experience the power of Rotary, and show that we're an organization that's inclusive, engaging, compassionate, and ambitious. When we talk about reach, we mean a strategic focus on creating and improving ways for anyone who interacts with Rotary. Via our programs, events, clubs, and offerings, we provide unique opportunities to grow personally and professionally, collaborate with diverse people, and take part in volunteering and service experiences even without necessarily joining a club. So, how can we expand our reach? First, tell compelling stories about how your club or district is making a difference. Use the People of Action materials and other resources in the Brand Center to invite your partners and the community to participate, as well as have your members and club use traditional and social media to show your club or district's impact. Collaborate with people and groups in your community on service projects, partnerships, and social events to introduce more people to Rotary. Also, create participation opportunities by organizing service projects and social events that meet the needs of the community. And, how else can we expand our reach? Innovate within your club by trying new projects and meeting formats and increasing your flexibility to meet people's needs and to provide a more diverse and inclusive experience. Use Rotary's membership resources to assess your club and learn how to make it more diverse, open, and attractive to everyone in your community. Rotary's People of Action messaging is not only for clubs. It's also for you. It's your stories about your local impact that will resonate with your community. When we use People of Action messaging to tell and show communities who we are and what we do, we increase people's understanding of what Rotary is. Elevating Rotary's public image and increasing people's understanding about us creates opportunities for engagement. It generates interest and can lead to involvement, support, and membership. When you think about expanding your reach to new audiences, consider people you know in your community, such as accountants, business consultants, civic leaders, construction workers, dentists, entrepreneurs, financial managers or planners, first responders, food or beverage industry workers, healthcare workers, information technology professionals, lawyers, local innovators, non-profit professionals, nurses or doctors, psychologists, public relations professionals, real estate agents, religious leaders, sales executives, school administrators, social workers, stay-at-home parents, teachers or professors, and veterinarians. Social media is among the most effective ways to connect with large audiences. It can connect your club with current and past members, prospective members, donors, and friends. Using social media also can raise awareness of your club and its activities. So, how should you get started? First, make social media part of your club communications toolkit, along with email, newsletters, and your club website. Think about what you want to achieve through social media, which platforms are right for your club, and what you want to communicate to your audience. Next, set goals for your club. After you decide what you want to accomplish, set goals to track your progress. Keep your goals specific and measurable. When you're writing or sharing a post, ask yourself, will this help us reach our goals? Some examples of goals include increasing the average number of reactions and shares per post by 5%. Increasing the number of followers by 10% by inviting your contacts to like your club page and by promoting it in your newsletter and on your website. And increasing attendance at events and meetings by 10% by creating Facebook events for activities that are open to the public and by inviting prospective members. Next, you should choose your preferred platforms. You don't need an account on every social media platform. Start small and focus your efforts. To decide which social network is best, think about who you want to reach and what platform those people use most. Determine who has the skills to manage your social media presence and how much time they can dedicate to it. Set up your account or page, which includes the official logo of your club or district, that you use consistently to strengthen Rotary's brand recognition. If necessary, create or update your club or district logo, using Rotary templates. You then need to decide what to communicate. Share a mix of local, club-focused content, as well as stories from Rotary.org and Rotary's social media accounts. Show your club in action, using examples of helping people in the community, networking, and socializing. Remember, social media can normally be seen by anyone, so minimize club meeting content as much as possible. Examples of good content include writing a blog post about a guest speaker and linking to it on Instagram, or posting about your next service project and including a URL with the call to action, or even creating a behind-the-scenes video at your next event, or record interviews with club members and partners. Then post clips on social media. Always remember that you can create social media posts using Rotary's templates. Next, get to know your audience. As you learn more about your followers, you'll discover what kind of content interests them. Make sure you comment on followers' posts and respond to their messages to increase your social media audience. In Rotary, your audience can include those within the organization, such as Rotary members and participants, program alumni, Rotaractors, Interactors, Rotary Peace Fellows, and Rotary Youth Exchange participants. However, a general audience might also include persons external to the organization, such as potential members, young professionals, partners or sponsors, donors, and the media. So you should always be mindful of content and context for your audience. Lastly, you should create a content calendar. This will keep you organized and help your posts be timely. Use it also to coordinate your messages across your email, social media, websites, and newsletters. You can always include key Rotary events like the International Convention and World Polio Day, along with United Nations observances, and other key dates relevant to your community and region. Also, remember to put aside some time, a few days a week, to find and post content. Monitor your pages for questions and comments. And connect with followers by commenting on, liking, and sharing relevant posts. Websites may be the first place that potential donors, participants, and members learn about your club and Rotary. A website is therefore an effective way to share information about your club or district, and the work to improve lives in your community. You should always aim to use your website to engage people, keep them informed about your projects and events, and invite them to learn more about Rotary, or to get involved. To create a website that's consistent with Rotary's brand, and shows how you're taking action. Highlight your work by using images and videos that feature club members actively working together and having fun while making a positive change. Remember to keep it simple, as people usually skim through websites. So, using bullet points and clear and simple language will help them find the most important information. Next, include calls to action. Make it easy for people to get involved, whether it's by donating, volunteering, or joining. Buttons and other clear calls to action can help a lot with engagement and increase the utility of your website. Lastly, use Rotary's colors. Strengthen Rotary's brand recognition by using our official colors. You can find all of Rotary's official colors and color formulas on the Brand Center. Next, you should ensure that you are using the correct logo on your website. Apply your club or district logo in your website's header and footer. Your logo is made up of Rotary's master brand signature, the wheel with the word Rotary to the left, plus your club name or your district number. You can use either the regular wheel or its simplified version in your logo. If necessary, create or update your club or district logo using the templates from the Brand Center. Ensure to use active images, such as photos that focus on relationships and community impact, and that tell a genuine story. Whenever possible, use images that show multiple Rotary members and reflect our diversity. Remember to always get written permission from anyone pictured in photos or videos used for Rotary purposes. Don't forget to visit the Brand Center to learn more about creating inspiring images and videos, or to download ready-to-use photos and videos. Next, offer news and updates on your website. Tell people what's going on in your club or district. Provide the latest news and share photos and stories about the work that members are doing. And share news from elsewhere in Rotary by using RSS feeds. Talk about Rotary on your website. Show Rotary as a global organization, such as by giving an overview of Rotary, listing the causes we support, and describing the Rotary Foundation. A vast amount of content can be found on Rotary.org. Use your website to talk about your club. List when and where your club meets, how to join, and who to contact for more information. Also, keep your website up to date. Invite people to get involved in your favorite causes or service projects. Tell people about upcoming events with an online calendar. And include details about speakers, activities, and other Rotary events. Lastly, use responsive design on your website, and ensure that it always loads properly and is easy to read on all devices, from desktop computers, to tablets, to mobile phones. Events are one of the best ways to expand our reach in Rotary. They allow us to highlight our brand, tell our stories, and showcase the great work we do. Events allow for a variety of attendees to be positively exposed to Rotary. With sponsors, partners, stakeholders, and even potential members coming to an event, the opportunity to provide a memorable experience should never be squandered, and a standard of excellence should always be maintained. So, it is always best to adequately prepare for an event and use most if not all of the recommendations on screen. For more information on planning your event, visit the Rotary Brand Center. Under the umbrella of public relations, and as business, community, and professional leaders, Rotary members can connect journalists to interesting local and global stories so as to inform, engage, and inspire their audiences. When you connect with local media organizations and get them to cover your Rotary activities, you significantly increase the community's understanding of Rotary. Concurrently, you can also increase the likelihood of getting media attention by knowing what kinds of stories media outlets want, and how they want to learn about them. Most media outlets are interested in stories that demonstrate newsworthiness, timeliness, proximity, prominence, human interest, visual impact, and supporting data. Visit the Brand Center to learn how to talk with the media, as well as find customizable news releases, media advisories, and letters to the editor. These will all help to promote your club or district's activities and accomplishments. Lastly, take the Public Relations and Your Club course in the Learning Center to learn more about how to best maximize media exposure for your club. Speaking engagements are fantastic ways to help expand Rotary's reach. So, don't miss an opportunity to speak to your community about your club and what Rotary has accomplished around the world. Visit the Learning Center for some amazing courses on public speaking in Rotary, provided by Toastmasters. And use some of the many resources available for speakers from the Brand Center. Another great way to expand your reach in the community is by working with organizations and corporations that share our values. Make sure to promote partnerships in your communications and promotional materials to increase your visibility. To also strengthen Rotary's brand, be sure to create and use a lookup pairing your own club or district logo with that of your partner for events or activities that you collaborate on. And finally, advertising is a very effective way to improve Rotary's public image by telling people about us and our work. It reaches people who may not know who we are or what we do. Raising awareness of the difference your club makes can lead to greater support for your projects, stronger connections with community organizations, and increased interest from potential members. We hope this video was helpful in introducing you to the many different avenues for expanding our reach in Rotary, and that it provided some useful ideas and resources for you and your club to maximize the many opportunities at your disposal. Thank you.
In this video, we'll discuss why your club's public image matters and some easy ways you can enhance it. When we think about our public image, we have to start with our brand. Have people heard of Rotary? Do they recognize our name? Our logo? What do they know about us? Although we all know Rotary and appreciate the value Rotary brings, sometimes it's easy to forget that others don't see or know Rotary, like our members do. Rotary's brand is much more than just our wheel or any one club logo. It's a perception. It is how others think about us and not just how we see ourselves. So, why do we care about having a strong public image? A strong public image helps us engage and attract more members, participants, donors, and partners. It helps us stay relevant in a changing world and allows us to be effective advocates for change, who can then make an impact. So, how do others really see us? Rotary regularly conducts research around the world to assess what people know and think about our organization. The responses vary, but one thing remains the same: although some of the descriptions are accurate, there are a lot of misperceptions about us. When we ask people if they've heard of an organization called Rotary, on average more than half are familiar with our name. But it's also clear that recognition as well as understanding vary greatly around the world. From 91% awareness in Taiwan to 27% in Poland and everything in between. Additionally, when we ask people what they know about Rotary, we find better results in some markets than in others. We also find that a high level of brand awareness doesn't always correspond to understanding of the brand or its values. So, one of our objectives is to increase awareness and understanding of Rotary around the world. How do we do that? How do we help people perceive Rotary the way our members do? We can start by highlighting the impact that clubs and members are making in their communities and presenting Rotary in a consistent and compelling way to those who don't really know us. No one understands the benefits of Rotary better than our members. That's why we rely on our more than 1.4 million members to share their stories with the public and let them know of our impact, benefits, relevance, and the great work we do. Rotary's People of Action campaign is the messaging we use with external audiences to enhance our public image. It shows members taking action to make an impact in their communities. It also provides a consistent and current way to describe Rotary to those who don't know us. And most importantly, it shows people that there are others like them making a difference and lets them imagine themselves as part of Rotary. Members have lots of ways to communicate Rotary's impact, including your club website, social media, events, partnerships, and more. All of these can be effective, but especially so when they build upon each other. Consistently telling stories of local impact across several communication channels will also help to build the public image of Rotary, both within your communities and across the globe. So, what can you do today to enhance our public image? Use the Rotary Brand Center resources. Always use the correct branding. Show your club in action. Invite public participation. Use content from Rotary International. Appoint a public image chair. And remember, we can each be an ambassador of Rotary and the Rotary brand. Let's show everyone outside Rotary that we are people of action. Thank you. This video covers branding and brand consistency in Rotary. Some brands are recognized around the world just by their logos. When people see the logo, they instantly know what it means and what to expect from the product. Building that kind of visual recognition requires effort, including years of using a logo widely and consistently. Companies work at this because earning global recognition benefits their business. Rotary is no different because we want the public and other organizations to know who we are and what we stand for. We can deliver that message to the world if we are consistent with our brand and logos. So, why do we need branding? It exposes people to 1. Our core messages. 2. Our visual identity. 3. Our core values. And 4. What to expect from Rotary. Rotary benefits from having a strong, recognizable brand. When people see our logos in print, online, or on social media, they should immediately recognize them as representing both Rotary and our values. You can strengthen Rotary not just in your community but all over the world by using our logos correctly and consistently, which reinforces to the public who we are. We want people outside Rotary to recognize our brand as representing a trusted organization and also to understand our values of fellowship, integrity, diversity, service, and leadership. By talking about these values and showing what we do in a positive way, we can reinforce our brand and our messages. Being consistent with our branding also means we represent ourselves professionally. It's important to understand that Rotary's strategy underpins our messaging. We know our action plan should guide us when we think about writing an article, posting on social media, communicating about a project, or promoting an event. We can always be thinking about how a message or an action will help us reach an objective or fulfill a priority. When we know what we want to achieve, then we can consider how to get a consistent message and look across all our channels. So, how can you start? The primary goal should be understanding our brand as well as how we use the different brand elements. You have a lot of resources available to help with this. First, take the Our Logo Representing Rotary course in the Rotary Learning Center. Next, make your club logo using a template from the Rotary Brand Center. Download it in the formats you will need and save it where you can easily find it as well as share it with others. Then, encourage your club officers and public image team to assess all your club materials such as promotional items, banners, email headers and more, and update them if necessary. And of course, we all represent the Rotary brand. So when we are out in our communities, we need to have the correct branding on our shirts, hats, vests and any other items we wear. Keep in mind, while we do not do what we do for the recognition, we still want people to understand who we are and what we do as Rotary when they encounter our brand. To help you understand how to use Rotary's brand correctly, here are some examples of clubs using their logos on shirts and marketing materials. Another great opportunity to reinforce Rotary's brand is to have it prominently showcased at a public event. A key part of brand consistency is using the same correct logos across all our promotional materials. In these examples, the images on the left use outdated logos and incorrect branding, while the logo on the right is the updated and correct form which all clubs must now use. A consistent and proper logo for your club can easily be generated and downloaded for use in any medium, using the templates provided in the Rotary Brand Center. Here are more ways to ensure brand consistency. Share your logo with your club members. Make sure your partners use it for any events you host together. Review your website and social media accounts and update the branding wherever it's needed. Make sure your event posters and advertising material have up-to-date logos and branding. And use the guidelines in the Rotary Brand Center to build a club collection of people of action images. Finally, here are some more resources that can help you with brand consistency. Visit the Rotary Learning Center for courses on our Rotary brand and public image. Explore the wide variety of guidelines, customizable templates, and ready-to-use images and videos available from the Rotary Brand Center. Contact and liaise with your district and zone public image teams if you need help or have questions regarding our brand and how your club is using it. Or, feel free to get in touch with Rotary's brand specialists for further information. We hope that this video helped to put you on track towards better understanding the Rotary brand and how best to use it properly and consistently. Thank you.
In this video, we'll discuss why your club's public image matters and some easy ways you can enhance it. Our goal is for you to have an active club. One where you present exciting speakers at your weekly meetings. Where you're involved with programs for young leaders such as Rotary Youth Exchange, RYLA, and Interact. And where you're involved in service projects and fundraisers, and your club takes part in grant projects. As you can imagine, there's a lot to cover. So, let's discuss how your People of Action stories fit into your social media and communication plans. Around the world, people's awareness of the Rotary brand is strong. However, most persons do not really understand who we are and what we do as Rotary. The People of Action campaign was developed to help narrow the gap between people's awareness and their understanding of Rotary. Our goal is to help your club tell your stories of local impact in a consistent and compelling way. People of Action messaging is for clubs, and it's also for you. It is your stories of local impact that will resonate with your local community. When we use People of Action to tell and show communities who we are and what we do, we then build the public's understanding of what Rotary is about. Elevating Rotary's public image and enhancing understanding lays the foundation for engagement. It generates interest and will lead to membership, involvement, and support. People of Action stories follow a framework that was designed to produce results. Start with identifying and focusing on your local challenge or issue. Then, show how your club worked with community members to find a lasting solution. Mention how you mobilized resources in your community to take action. And talk about the impact this project had on individuals and the community. Remember to include a call to action. This will let people know how they can connect with you or what you would like them to do next. You can include People of Action messaging into your social media posts by planning for it in advance. One way to start is by thinking about your club's projects and how they align with Rotary's areas of focus. Then, think about how those areas of focus could align with themes and events in your community. Also, consider what you want your audience to do and how you'll reach them. You can always ask members of your target audience for input and find out what they want to know. Not every post on your social media channels needs to use People of Action messaging. But, thinking about how your projects fit into the Rotary calendar or align with community events is a great way to promote your club to your community and remind them that your members are People of Action. Let's talk about a few instances where you could use People of Action messaging. We'll discuss examples for maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, and, of course, World Polio Day. On the Rotary calendar, July is Maternal and Child Health Month. If you have a project that supports children's health, this is a great time to promote your activities and show the impact you have made. You can use the tools in the Brand Center to create posts that you can then share on social media. Remember to include a sentence or two in your post to help frame and describe your project. September is Basic Education and Literacy Month in Rotary, and a time when children around the world often return to school. You can share information about projects that support education either at this time of year or at a time whenever children in your community return to school. In October, we highlight Rotary's work to eradicate polio. Do you have an event or a fundraiser to build awareness or support polio eradication? Use World Polio Day resources and a photo of your club in action to create a social media post about your work and let people know how they can get involved. You can discover great ready-to-use resources on endpolio.org. You can find lots of People of Action resources such as photos, videos, logos, guidelines, and more in the Brand Center. There are even customizable templates, as well as ready-to-use visual and written content, available for you to download and use. Now, let's think about all the events in your community and what kind of posts you might create that would align with them and highlight your club members as people of action. With this information, you can develop an editorial calendar. This will provide you with one place to include all content details, like the posting date, the text of your post, the images, your call to action, and the tracking links. You can then update your editorial calendar from year to year, or share it with someone else in your club, without anyone having to reinvent things, or wonder what was already done or what to do next. And finally, remember to share your posts with the public on social media and ask members of your club, as well as friends and relatives, to share the posts on their networks too. This expands your reach to a larger audience, builds awareness of Rotary in your community, and helps people understand the impact that Rotary makes, both locally and globally. We hope you gained some insight and value from this video, and that you are on your way to using Rotary's People of Action resources and recommendations to enhance your public image plan to promote Rotary and the work of your club. Thank you.
In this video, we'll talk about techniques for effective storytelling in Rotary. It's essential to identify and understand your audience before you tell a story. Different audiences respond to different messages. So, define your audience beyond demographics and include their familiarity with the topic, cultural background, and language. Get curious. Ask, what might prevent them from responding to your message? Understanding all of this allows you to tell a story that resonates with them and makes an emotional connection. People sometimes say that others may forget what you said or what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So when we're trying to connect with our audience, it's not enough to make a rational case. Keep in mind that emotional engagement inspires action. Authenticity is also fundamental to compelling storytelling. Use personal anecdotes and experiences to help connect with your audience and create a more engaging and memorable story. And sometimes it's not just about telling an emotional story, it's about how you tell it. Remember to keep it simple, use clear, straightforward language, and keep your story focused on a single message. Make it relevant. The best stories are relevant to the audience and demonstrate how you or your club can solve a problem they face, or one they are familiar with. Finally, use data, citing facts and a few relevant statistics to support your story shows your credibility. Effective communication also requires an audience that is ready to be receptive to your message. That means they have time, and are in the right environment to listen. People are also more likely to respond when the credit for our work is shared. For example, if you are discussing Rotary's work to eradicate polio, talk about the efforts of members worldwide and how we have worked with our partners, rather than presenting Rotary as the sole hero. In the past, many organizations have used words and images that portrayed themselves as having to save other people. This is a damaging stereotype. When we tell our stories of impact, make sure to include the perspective of the partners and communities we work with whenever you can. So, you know who your audience is, you crafted a story just for them, and you conveyed your message in a way that they were receptive to. Don't forget the final step. Your story needs a clear call to action that tells people what they should do next. Make your call to action clear and compelling. Now that you have these skills, how can you use them? First, share these skills with others. Second, think about the different stories that you'd want to tell different audiences. And then use these skills when you work with the media as well. Here's an example. When Rotary launched its Polio Plus program in 1988, 1,000 children were paralyzed by polio daily in 125 countries where polio was endemic. Today, because of our strong partnerships and the work of Rotary members around the world, polio remains endemic in just 2 countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan. But we know that polio anywhere can be a threat to children everywhere. Help us protect children around the world by donating today. We hope this video has helped you understand the importance of storytelling in Rotary, as well as provided some of the skills and best practices when it comes to creating and delivering a good story that can lead to positive change in your area. Thank you.
In this video, we'll talk about how you and your Rotary Club can create compelling photos and videos for a variety of uses, including social media, websites, and events. But first, a few examples of photos that won't bring about the kind of emotional response that we in Rotary are looking to evoke. One is post-group photos with everyone smiling at the camera. Others are photos of two people shaking hands, or photos of one person handing another a giant check. While you want to avoid those kinds of photos, they can still be appropriate for your internal club channels, such as WhatsApp or private Facebook groups. But they shouldn't be the main types of images you post on social media. Think about whether the photo would resonate with people who aren't involved with Rotary. Would you like, comment on, or share a photo of a group of people you don't know? The other key thing we want to avoid is any imagery that reinforces stereotypes about different groups of people or about Rotary. So, what can we do instead? At Rotary, we are people of action. We want to show the world what we're doing through action, emotion, and creativity. We also want to tell a story. If you can, take images before, during, and after a project or activity to really demonstrate the difference you made. Show Rotary members working with community members in partnership. If you can do so without reinforcing stereotypes, share photos of the people who will benefit most from the project. Also, remember people's right to privacy, so always obtain their permission before taking a photo and be clear that you intend to share it on social media. To learn more, and get some useful tips, visit My Rotary, and check out the webpage titled What You Need to Know About Creating Promotional Content. So, how do we create great pictures in Rotary? Here are some things to try when you're taking photos. You can use an editorial style. Just think about the type of photos you see in news outlets that are able to encapsulate a whole story. Also, think about the rule of thirds. This is a concept that imagines an image divided by a grid into 9 equal parts and advises that a significant element in an image be aligned with those lines or positioned where they intersect. If your phone has a grid feature for the camera, use that to help you visualize the rule of thirds each time you take a photo. People respond more to photos that show persons as they really are, with real and unforced expressions or reactions. Here's an example where the person is looking at the camera, but it's a natural pose in her daily environment. It captures how she really interacts with people from her doorway throughout the day. Showing what we do, and the difference we make, reinforces to our audience that we are people of action. A big part of what we do in Rotary is connect with other people, and those are moments we can show and highlight in photos. Here's another great example of members in action. These are the kinds of photos that will get someone to pause and pay attention when they are scrolling through their social media feeds. This is another good example of that editorial style. Notice too, that the natural lighting complements the image. And here's one more with an authentic reaction. There is one more suggestion we will offer here. Clubs should make someone the designated photographer for a project or event and ask them to capture as many pictures as they can. Make sure to talk to them about all of the ideas we just mentioned. Even if the person is just using the camera on their phone, having someone dedicated to the task will mean you'll get more photos, capture the event more fully, and be better able to show your impact. Let's move on to creating videos. Short videos are a powerful format, especially for social media, because they engage users and are easy for people to watch. They also create emotional connections, facilitate storytelling, and offer versatility across different platforms. On a practical level, they also improve SEO, search engine optimization, and have more potential to go viral. With such a wide array of uses and users, different social media platforms favor a variety of video formats. Short-form videos are 15 to 60 seconds long and tend to perform well on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and X. They're great for grabbing people's attention, conveying a quick message, or providing a teaser for longer content. For platforms like YouTube or Facebook, longer-form videos of 2 to 5 minutes can be more appropriate. These types of videos allow you to have more in-depth storytelling about your projects, feature clips from speakers in your club, and more. There are also video stories hosted by Instagram and Facebook. Stories support short, vertical videos that disappear after 24 hours. And lastly, platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube support live video streaming. This format is perfect for real-time interaction with your audience, or for sharing live coverage of events. A good practice is remembering to add subtitles to your videos, especially on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, as 90% of users watch content without sound. Finally, here are a few more tips to help you create effective videos for social media. Develop a brief script, where you outline the scenes you'd like to record, and identify potential people to interview. Also, prepare your questions ahead of time. Next, make sure to capture people's attention early. Since users have limited attention spans, ensure that the first 3 seconds of your video are engaging and appealing. You also want to frame interviews properly. Center the people you're talking to by providing equal space both vertically and horizontally in the frame. Whenever appropriate, keep things concise. Video lengths vary by platform, but in general, videos longer than 2 minutes may not hold people's attention as much as would shorter videos. Next, always ensure a stable frame. Keep your hands steady, balance your camera on a solid object, or use a tripod when you're filming, so as to avoid shaky footage that many may consider unwatchable. And finally, make every effort to add subtitles. Using subtitles gives you another way to communicate your message to the 90% of users who watch videos without sound. We hope you found this content informative and useful, and that you are now on your way to creating compelling photos and videos in Rotary. For more information and resources, visit the Rotary Brand Center. Thank you.
In this video, we'll talk about how to optimize your club's online presence by using social media. An online presence functions like a billboard, capturing people's attention and showing what your club is about, which in turn attracts and engages potential members or partners. It also builds brand awareness and communicates your story. An up-to-date online presence for your club is crucial. It enables potential members and partners to discover your club and find out about your recent activities, accomplishments, and opportunities. It can also foster interest in your club and trust in your commitment to engaging with and making an impact in your community. For a club, being present on social media can amplify local awareness. You can share stories and events, as well as showcase your club's impact using the hashtag #PeopleOfAction. You can also foster connections with donors, businesses, and other organizations. And you can engage with current, past, and prospective members. In your social media profiles, you need to make sure to do a few things to ensure you are set up for success. Firstly, choose a username that accurately reflects your club. For example, the Rotary Club of Chicago would use that as the name of its page, rather than something general, like, "We love Rotary." Next, if you plan to use more than one social media platform, choose the same username or handle for all your accounts. This makes it easier for people to find you and to associate you with Rotary. Lastly, use appropriate images in each of your profiles that adheres to Rotary's brand guidelines. A best practice is to use your club logo as your profile picture. You can refer to the Rotary Brand Center for more recommendations. When a community member, partner, or potential donor encounters a club website or social media profile that is outdated or incomplete, it can hurt their perception of Rotary, as well as your club. Therefore, it's important to monitor your profile and engage with your audience. Engaging frequently and offering relatable and authentic content fosters a stronger connection with the community. using profile and cover photos for your social media accounts, as well as including information about your club, such as the website address or contact information, is essential, as it allows interested persons to better connect with your club. This creates a visually appealing and informative online presence and shows people what to expect from you. For the cover photo or header images, consider using a photo of your club members in action. All of this makes it easier for people to discover, recognize, and engage with your club. In order for your images to look their best, you can refer to each social network's help center for the most up-to-date specifications and recommendations. Next, make sure to use the correct and up-to-date branding on social media. If the space for a profile picture is small, for example, you can use the Mark of Excellence alone and then use your official club logo as a cover photo. By using the templates in the Brand Center and featuring your logo correctly and consistently, you'll strengthen Rotary's brand recognition and build awareness of your club. Instead of making changes to your logo, the RI Master Brand, or Mark of Excellence, use your creativity for content creation for your website or social media account. It's important for your club to tailor your language to your audience. You should also answer the questions people might have, like, what's in it for them, or what is Rotary? Make sure to show people the benefit of engaging with your club. And remember, your profile is also a way to show people your club's identity. These next slides go into more detail about the elements you'll need to complete for your profile on various social media sites. Remember that in addition to providing the information when you set up the profile, you should also update it regularly. Consistent posting is crucial because inactive profiles can give people a negative impression of your club. It's a good idea, especially when you start out, to focus on fewer channels, but also dedicate some time to develop and post engaging content. Remember, when you set up and update your profile, to always adhere to Rotary's brand guidelines. As you can see, a lot of the information you'll want to include for LinkedIn is similar to what we've already mentioned. And again, for Instagram, very similar kinds of information will be needed. Feel free to go back or pause this video if you need more time to review the recommendations for each social media platform. With so many clubs and similar club names in Rotary, location matters. So, make sure that when people search in Facebook or any social media site, that they can find you and understand what community your club is located in. Like Facebook, Google search is optimized by user location. When someone starts searching for a club, autocomplete should show them some of the nearest results, especially if those clubs have optimized their web and social media presence. Maintenance and consistency are key parts of optimizing your online presence. Determine which social networks you want to focus on, how much time you can devote to it, and plan a manageable schedule for posting. It is highly recommended that you remember to update your accounts when necessary. And it's best to post at least once or twice per week so as to keep your account active and your audience engaged. On some social media platforms, like Facebook or Instagram, you can boost your posts to targeted audiences for a fee. Start either by clicking Boost Post on your page's post or by creating a campaign in Meta Ads Manager. These approaches will mean you reach more people and will give your posts more visibility. You can also use them to send more traffic to your links or event registrations. You can target an audience based on factors like location, age, interests, or behavior, or a combination of these. Start with a small amount to spend on a focused target audience and assess what kind of results you gain. Spending small amounts on boosts, like $10 every month or so, can make a very noticeable impact. We hope this video has provided you with some useful information and guidelines on how best to maximize your club's online presence. Feel free to visit the Brand Center and Learning Center for more great resources. Thank you. In this video, we'll talk about how to use social media to best promote your club's event, as well as attract and engage an audience. Let's look at what you and your club can do on Facebook, as this is the platform where most Rotarians can be found. Whether it's happening in person or online, creating a Facebook event for your club's activity makes it visible to a broader audience, as well as makes it easy for people to share the event to others who may be interested. Additionally, it makes managing the attendance list easier because of the RSVP features, and also enables real-time updates and engagement with potential participants. All of these features allow you to better engage with a wider audience, and can therefore significantly increase your chances for a successful event. To create an event on Facebook, first go to your club's Facebook page and select the More tab in the left-hand menu. Choose the plus Create Event button, which opens a new window. Provide the required information, including event name, location, date, time, and a brief description of the event. Upload an engaging event photo or promotional image created for the event, like a flyer, or choose something from the brand center. Next, set the event privacy settings as public or private, and then customize other settings as needed. Lastly, select Create to publish your event, and then invite friends, share the event on your personal page and in groups, or promote it with Facebook's paid advertising to reach an even wider audience in your specific region. It's important to amplify your club's event on Facebook so as to extend its reach to a wider audience. This helps it reach those who don't already follow your club's page or are not already part of your network. It allows your event to get noticed by people who are interested in service projects and may want to get involved, or who may want to support through sponsorship, donations, or purchases. With whatever budget you may have, you can create event ads or boost your event, which lets you target people where the event is being held and expand your event's reach beyond your existing network. To best capture people's attention and ensure they can always see your event properly, remember to optimize the ad display for both desktop and mobile devices. If it's important that you know exactly how many people will be coming, or if your event is a fundraiser, you may want to require people to register or buy tickets. If you're hosting an event that requires people to buy tickets, you can use a site such as Eventbrite. For a ticketed event, make sure it is clear that expressing interest on Facebook isn't considered an official response. In such cases, persons should always know that need tickets in order to secure a spot and where to go to get those tickets. So remember then to add your ticket website link to the ticket URL field on your event page. Through the Brand Center, you have access to lots of material, such as templates, logos, and design guidelines, to help you create professional and consistent event materials. By using these resources, you can be sure that your promotional content aligns with Rotary's brand identity. This makes it easily recognizable and reinforces your club's credibility. Facebook Live is a valuable tool for engaging with your audience in real time. You can broadcast part of your event or stream live from your projects to give people exclusive content and make them feel like they're part of the experience. Another option is to share short moments from your events by creating stories on Facebook or Instagram during your event or project. You can also record content during the event and post a Facebook or Instagram reel afterward to give your audience an overview of your actions. Remember, you can still post about the event after it occurred. This is a way to share it with people who couldn't attend and a chance to inspire people not to miss the next one. We hope this video provided some valuable insights and tips for you to start using social media to promote your event and for your club to reach a wider audience. Be sure to visit the Brand Center and Learning Center for additional resources and explore other options to better promote your event through the many other social media platforms. Thank you.
In this video, we'll talk about World Polio Day and using events to build awareness and promote our impact. Rotary and Rotaract members and clubs, as well as our partners in the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, are all active on October 24th each year for World Polio Day. Why do we observe World Polio Day? Well, for several reasons. To create awareness about the fact that polio remains a threat and the need for eradication. To show the progress we and our partners have made against polio and the impact we've had. To maintain our momentum in the fight against polio. And to practice for the end of polio when we'll celebrate worldwide and cement eradicating polio as a part of Rotary's legacy. By participating in World Polio Day, your club is joining a global event that reaches millions of people across the world. It's also a way to engage with your local community and tell the story of Rotary's impact. In fact, most news articles that are published about Rotary and World Polio Day are highlighting local club events and showcasing local club activities. So how can you take part in World Polio Day? First, plan an event. While it may seem daunting, a World Polio Day event can be as large as hosting a fundraiser concert to as simple as hanging some flyers around town. Remember, no action is too small. That said, if there are other Rotary clubs in your area, consider hosting a World Polio Day event together, especially if one is already being planned. Another easy way to participate in World Polio Day is to start an online fundraiser through Raise for Rotary. This crowdfunding platform makes it easy to collect donations and share updates. You can even browse through other polio fundraisers to get ideas and inspiration. After you have planned your event, then you will need to promote it. Some easy ways to promote your event include creating a simple graphic that can be shared on social media, sending personal invitations for the event to key leaders in your community, posting printed flyers or banners around your town, and contacting your local media outlet and inviting a journalist to cover your event. Rotary also provides various resources to help you plan and promote your World Polio Day events. Scan the QR code to access the End Polio Now Resource Center located on endpolio.org. You will find items like sample social media messages, an event planning guide, logos, and templates. Additionally, the World Polio Day webpage is updated every year, with new resources you can use to promote World Polio Day. It's also where you can register your club's World Polio Day action. Additionally, the Rotary Brand Center includes a lot of polio-related photos and videos that your club can use to promote your event, or even use at the event itself. And finally, remember to check with your District Polio Plus Chair, or your Zone End Polio Now Coordinator, for further information, ideas, and resources. We hope you are now better prepared to organize and execute a great World Polio Day event, and use it to help show persons in your community and around the world who we are as Rotary. Thank you.
In this video, we'll explore how to work with media outlets to get coverage of your club. Firstly, let's define some terms. With media relations, your aim is to reach people who are not involved in Rotary through editorial coverage or what is called earned media. Earned media is any material about your club that you haven't paid for or created and is unlike advertising messages. For earned media, it's important to cultivate relationships with news outlets and influencers so that they tell your story. Reporters are interested in telling stories about topics that are relevant and meaningful to their audience. As business and professional leaders who take action to improve your communities, you can offer journalists an important perspective, along with access to people and information they want to cover. Building relationships with journalists and being a knowledgeable resource on community issues can lead to more coverage of your club's projects and events. And while you cannot control the content of media coverage, you can influence how the message is received and relayed. If you are considerate, forthcoming, understanding, and trustworthy, your media contacts will recognize that and mirror it back to you. There are 4 important steps to building relationships with the media. First, research. Get to know the reporters in your area. Don't forget bloggers and social media influencers. Learn the topics each one of them covers and note what approaches they take on issues. Understand the audience of each media outlet. Determine your goals, like who you want to reach, what message you want to convey, and what you want your audience to do. Second, engage. Be proactive. Contact the media outlet and introduce yourself and your club to start establishing a relationship. Ask questions to learn how they work, such as how far in advance they prepare stories and what their deadlines are. Understand their constraints. If they contact you, respond as quickly as you can and always before their deadlines. Have photos, videos, statistics, project details, and background data available to provide. Third, share. Connect them to story opportunities that fit their interests or coverage topics. Offer access to relevant sources, such as prominent club speakers, members of the community doing extraordinary things, people who have benefited from your club project, and project partners. Be accurate, brief, and clear. Speak only about what you know. Be succinct and avoid jargon or complex terms. If you don't know something, let them know, and be sure to follow up later. And lastly, maintain relationships and connections. Some media outlets have high turnover, so it's important to establish a cadence of regular communication. Also, invite journalists when speakers at your club will be addressing topics they cover, or ask them to be involved in a club activity, such as by moderating a panel discussion, or even facilitating an opportunity to learn about their vocation. Next, we have 2 examples of how clubs or districts obtained quality media coverage through relationships and outreach. French Rotary Club secured national media coverage of a project called Roses for a Beehive. It addressed declining bee colonies and threats to biodiversity. The clubs collaborated with local rose growers to plant and sell rosebushes, with the proceeds then contributed to establishing beehives nationwide. All French district governors joined together on this project, and their districts aligned their communication activities. The effort was covered by TV France 3, Le Figaro, and more than 50 other print and online articles. Here's another example. Public hospitals in Brazil were suffering from a lack of equipment to treat patients during the COVID-19 pandemic. Rotary clubs worked together to collect donations for the hospital in order to provide life-saving medical equipment. Rotary members developed a news release and personalized their outreach to journalists, which resulted in coverage by the local affiliate of Globo TV, which is one of the nation's largest broadcast networks. And finally, want some additional help with the media? The good news is that you have many resources available to assist you in obtaining local media coverage of your club's impact. For example, take the Public Relations and Your Club course in the Learning Center. Next, use the resources in the Brand Center, including the Public Relations page, the Media Crisis Guide, and news release templates. Attend public image sessions held at gatherings such as the International Convention, the International Assembly, Governor Training Seminars, and Club President and Officer Training Seminars. And feel free to contact specialists at Rotary to obtain presentations on public relations and social media, or for guidance on preparing for media interviews, developing your message, crisis communications, and more. We hope that this video has provided you with good information on how to best work with media outlets to get great coverage for your club. Remember to visit the Brand Center for other great resources. Thank you.
In this video, we'll discuss how to talk to media outlets about your club projects. First of all, congratulations. If you've secured an interview about your project or event, you've done a lot of hard work already. You've developed relationships with journalists and gotten them interested in your story and your club. It's important to remember that an interview is an opportunity for you to communicate your message to your audience. It is not a conversation with the reporter or a debate. You're not trying to persuade or impress the reporter. You're in fact trying to reach your audience. To help you convey your message effectively, think about these factors before the interview. First, your audience. Who are you talking to through the interviewer? What will resonate with them? What do you want them to do? Second, your messages. Develop 3 main messages with supporting detail and data. Use examples and anecdotes, but keep it simple and concise. Avoid jargon or complex terms. Third, your preparation. Understand the context of the interview. Know the reporter, outlet, format, deadline, and audience. Anticipate potential questions, know your facts, and rehearse. Assume everything you say could be used in the final piece. Then, during the interview, remember to stay focused and try some of these techniques. Use most questions as openings to tell your story. Answer or acknowledge the question, then transition to the point you really want to make. You can do this by saying, "Let me answer that by explaining," or, "The real issue is," or, "In the end, what matters most is." Keep control over your message. Don't let the reporter lead you through the interview. Lastly, reinforce your message by using phrases such as, "The key point is," or, "Most important." Repetition is another way to emphasize your key messages. Here are a few tips about interviews set in different formats. For print and online media, interviews often happen by phone. You can have supporting material ready with you. It's good to establish a rapport early. Remember, if you don't know an answer, you can offer to follow up with the information before their deadline. For radio interviews, it's good to know the format, such as whether it's a newscast or a hosted discussion program, and whether it will be recorded in advance or happen live. If it's live, will there be calls from listeners? Highlight your most important messages first because time is more limited. Don't forget to use anecdotes to engage people. And lastly, for television interviews, know the format, such as whether it will be one-on-one or with other guests, and whether you'll need to be in the studio or join remotely. Find out if it will be recorded in advance or will happen live, and if a live show will involve questions from the audience. Avoid clothing with bold patterns or distracting jewelry. Be aware of your facial expressions and body language. And remember to make eye contact, whether with the host, members of a group, or the camera itself. The good news is that you have many resources available to help you handle local media coverage of your club's impact. Take the Public Relations and Your Club course in the Learning Center. Use the resources in the Brand Center, including the Public Relations page, the Media Crisis Guide, and news release templates. Attend public image sessions held at gatherings such as the International Convention, the International Assembly, Governor Training Seminars, and Club President and Officer Training Seminars. Contact specialists at Rotary International to obtain presentations on public relations and social media, or for guidance on preparing for media interviews, developing your message, crisis communications, and more. We hope this video has better prepared you to talk with media outlets. Visit the Rotary Brand Center for more great resources. Thank you.